I wanted to make a special message for people looking at my channel. I'm like, what the hell is he talking about? This is so disconnected. Are you like not from this world? Yeah, definitely I'm not. This is part of why I made this channel, because I have a feeling there's a lot of us out there who's feeling I'm not from here. And why everybody's lying? Because I've been feeling that since I was 4, girl, boy, squirrel, whatever you are. Please don't get stuck on the pronouns, because I'm trans and I don't get stuck on the pronouns. So do yourself a favor. If you do get stuck on the pronouns, it's not your channel. But my message is how to not freak out on why you shouldn't freak out, because it's all a story. That's why it's so important to get your attention and your screen, so you get the stories they want you to think. Whatever, if there's a they, if there's not, there's a bunch of they, and they're fighting between each other, and we're just the victims of everything and around. Now, in order to get out of the victim mentality and actually enjoy, even if it's the last moments, actually because it's the last moments, then I advise you take a moment, relax yourself, don't look at the phone, and cut yourself off from all this garbage. And that includes media, news, social networks. Yeah, right. Fake ass people who stress you out when you just want to talk about stuff that might happen but maybe won't. And negativity, cut yourself off of that. And haters. Now, if you want to be out there and you can handle and have this emotional space to heal with haters, then keep them around. But if you don't, and you've been like rummaged by hate like me this year, then let them go. Let them go. Be like, baby, I love you, but I'm in another place in life. And that doesn't mean everyone I said that to them was a hater. That's gonna be wrong. People were let go for different reasons, because when you grow, you have to let go of people unless they grow with you, and then you don't have to let go. But unfortunately, not many have survived. And I love them still. It doesn't make them bad people, and it's not the subject. The subject is that it's a process, that it's a choice. You know, I've reached the age of 38. I'm 42 right now, the age of 38, 37, 38. And I suddenly decided and realized, thanks to the help of my amazing social worker, Miss Waldman, and then after my other amazing social worker, Miss Savon, who really dug me out of the gutter, I decided I don't want to live. Like, I've been not wanting to be on this planet since I was a kid. And the moment I learned, I mean, it's a teenage, because the moment I learned it's possible, I didn't know it's possible until later. But the moment I knew it, I was like dancing with, the option, the idea. I was fantasizing about it for so many years. And, it's a lot in my work, it's a lot of what I do. And at some point I was like, I can't, because it's just like what I said with all the rest of the laws that I was touching, the principles. It's counterproductive, because if you're doing all this work, and even if you're the most positive and loving and healing person, but all you want to do is not be here, then it's counterproductive. You're in contradicting energies. In one way, you want to enjoy you while you're here, but actually you don't want to be here. So you have to decide. You know what I mean? You have to drop one of the belief systems. And what I decided to drop, which it sounds impossible, was the depression, being stuck in one place, always being the victim, feeling sorry for myself, all these things that I experienced for eons, 38 years. Imagine, I'm very fast. 38 years, it feels like 3 times my age in terms of what I experience and how much I take in from experiences. And it's a choice. So freaking out is a choice. Believe me, I freaked out all my life. I would lose stuff and like having tantrums and losing it and being harsh on myself, and really it got to such ugly levels that I'm like, I don't want to even go there. But let's say self-violence became my friend, and I started having a collection of stuff I broke in the house, which I keep in my house in the corner, just so I see the victims of my own aggressions, because I couldn't take the aggressions out on other people. So even if they put on me, so I would come back home and just break something from the anger. I had a lot of anger pent up because it's been abused ever since I know myself, and I just led myself to another cycle of abuse and another cycle of abuse. And imagine how much freaked out I was, and I was barely surviving, because that's what you do. You kind of got into a loop of suffering. So, by watching these people, by believing their lies, by allowing them to control your vision of what the world be, and start being scared, this is gonna be, this is gonna be, this is how they control you, because you can only control this, the mind. So you decide, make that decision, be like, I'm doing a detoxifying from all these stories, and I'm gonna start plucking out all the stories I believe that are negative, and send out to the universe messages of destruction, of loss of earth, of everything, because there's a lot of men fear-mongering out there, because men are scared. I'm sorry to say that. I love men and women as one. I love everybody as one. Everybody's the same for me, for real. People are like, yeah, come on, everybody's racist. Yeah, I definitely grew up in a racist environment, because the world is racist. and I'm Jewish, and they're racist to each other, so go obviously to others. But because of that, I learned I don't want to be that. And because I met so many different people from so many different types of and walks of life and so many different social economical backgrounds, I learned that it's not even about that. It's about the person. When you see a person, drop the box, the packaging. Always leave space for them to show you who they are, because they can be in that meeting, in that moment, someone they didn't even know they can be. But if you look at them with eyes that judge them and think they know them because of the packaging and what you know about the packaging, then you're done. You don't even need to talk to them because you already know what they're gonna say, don't you, Mr. Judge? Mrs. Judge, it doesn't matter. Gender's not, doesn't matter either. Bottom line is, drop it. It's not healthy. It's not useful. And if you're really freaking out, take a little paper bag and breathe into it and start doing breathing exercise, because maybe you're just really having a moment, an attack, and that's okay. Because let me tell you, there's so many intense energies around you. It's okay to lose it. Maybe you need to lose it for a couple of days, and if you can afford it and you don't hurt anyone or anything around, or you can afford to hurt those things, then take that moment, because people need it and they're so used to grind themselves till it's dust, especially when there's stuff happening. They're like, oh, let me just finish this before the world ends. I was like, well, why don't you just rest? If you think the world is going to end, why don't you enjoy the last moment? Maybe a lot of us don't even know what it is to enjoy without external validation and external pleasures. So that's another thing to explore. So just how to not freak out is to care for yourself, to make sure you're stable, to make sure you're trusting that whatever happens, you're going to do the best to make the best out of it. And talk love, and dream love, and imagine a better place. And if you pray, pray for a better world. And imagine when people are loving each other. And even if it's the most Disney, whatever cheesy picture, people dropping the guns and suddenly they don't want to do it anymore. Or whatever you think they should do to solve it. I don't think you should go into solving it, because the how is never our job. Just think of a world that these things don't exist in, like a world that people are living in peace and it's beautiful, and we can travel very fast from one place to another. We have amazing, telepathic communication, and we can go see other planets, and we're part of the universe, and we meet other beings, and we're growing, and we can grow clean food, and we build clean architecture, and everything is like in harmony with the Mother Earth and with other beings, and we were opening up to a whole new world, and it's exciting to be on Earth, and she's so pretty, and she's so loving, and she's so healthy, and she purged all the anger and meanness and violence. And just imagine that. That's one of those things that the people who like to brainwash people into panicking, they don't like that. So do that, because that's the biggest act of revolution you can. Imagine a better world where people don't freak out.